welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about Love Island USA. Now, I've been watching the UK version for a couple years now, and also I ended up liking the Australia version of Love Island, but I wasn't sure about the USA one at first before it even got released. And so before I judged anything, because I was like, you know what, I liked the Australian one and I love the UK one, so I thought USA might be right. So I decided to watch the first week of Love Island USA before filming this video, just to get my first kind of impression of what it was like, and also pretty much a recap of it. I thought I'll give you guys a recap. So there will be spoilers on here. If you haven't watched the first week of Love Island USA, please don't watch this unless you don't mind and you're not going to watch it yourself. But yeah, so I'm going to just give you guys my first impressions, you know, thoughts, and also just recapping what actually happened. I didn't do that much research before I watched Love Island USA, so I had no idea, you know, where it was set, who was part of it, you know. All I had seen before watching the series was that they'd announced the host. And I don't know who she was, but she's like an actress, I think, slash model. So yeah, so that's all I'd researched. So I wrote some notes down. It's 2-page notes of just the whole first week. Basically, first thoughts are when I was watching the first episode, the voiceover, I don't know why, but I was expecting it to be the guy from the UK one, Ian, because he's funny and also he always mocks the Islanders, which I find hilarious. But he wasn't voiceover, so it was a bit weird. It was just some guy. He sounded like he would like voice over The Bachelor or something, like other love shows. So that's kind of my first impression. I just thought they would have Ian, but then it doesn't make sense because then he would be doing the other ones as well, but I'm not sure. I think he did the Australian one from memory, so maybe that's probably why I thought. And then the host first impression, she kind of looks like Caroline Flack, but then she doesn't sound like her or kind of look like her. And the way she was talking about like things on the show, it was a bit weird, because maybe she's an actress, that's why, because the expressions are like over expressioned. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't know, my first impressions of the voiceover and host were a bit iffy. And then I realized that it was set in Fiji. Now, apparently the original Love Island back in the day, before it was like, you know, famous and as it is now, I didn't realize that it used to be set in Fiji. So when I was doing my research, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But then, just a little point that I might be mentioning later, it rains so much in Fiji. It's a tropical island. So I wasn't sure if they were aware of this, because I felt sorry for the production team, because the rain, like the background noise of the rain while the show was going on, was a bit irritating for me. I thought this is never going to end, and I was like, are they actually going to film Islanders while the rain's happening? Because I could barely concentrate with them talking and the rain at the same time. It's like here in New Zealand where it just rains and it's at the same time. Like I can't concentrate on what weather it basically is like. So yeah, that was one thing I didn't like. And then also, yeah, so I'll start kind of recap with the, you know, contestants, you know, the Islanders, and also like starting from episode 1. So first impressions of the villa, it looks really nice. It's right by the beach. It's really close to the beach actually, and the shower that they have outside is like a love heart, and it looks so cute. Like I'm pretty sure the Islanders said it was like Instagram worthy, and I was like, that is such a good shower. Like I don't know who made that idea and who created the villa design, but it just was really great. And also the bedrooms, I didn't see the bedrooms until later on, but they're spaced out the beds on like opposite sides of the room, so it looks actually way bigger than the UK version. And I kind of think that's a good idea, because they're not all the beds are so close together. Like it's like 2, I think every beds are close together. So I think the bedroom design was pretty good. And then yeah, just the whole villa design was like real good. Like I thought like they did a good job. And it looks like it's 2 stories. So I'm like, do the crew sleep upstairs? I don't know if we got to see what was upstairs except for the balcony. I know that they were like sitting upstairs in the balcony, like just outside, but we didn't actually see what's inside. I don't know if the rooms are in there or not. So that is something that I was curious about. The intros were a bit cringy, I must admit. I think the difference between the UK version and the USA one is, I don't know, like, maybe it's the whole slang and banter that the UK have. I just didn't get this from, like, the girls or guys. So yeah, I found the intros to be a bit cringy. It just felt like it was like an ad, basically. And they all kind of looked like real generic looking. I don't know if there was anyone that stand out the most, except for the girl with like the real like cool hair. I think her name's like Carol or something. Yeah, she was the one that kind of looked like different compared to the other girls. The other girls were kind of like, you kind of expected those kind of girls to be there. I don't know if that's like a judgy kind of thing, but that's what I thought. And then the type of guys that they were interested in, they actually, when the host came and spoke to them, they actually did describe like their ideal type of guy, like not so much looks, but actually more personality, which I thought was pretty good. Whereas like most girls are like saying tall, dark and handsome, which most girls are into. But these girls actually had like personality types that they liked, so I thought that was good. And then the accents, it was weird because I think I just don't hear USA accents that much. Like I don't watch a lot of American shows as much anymore. If I do, I kind of watch YouTubers that are American, so it was so weird to hear the USA accents, I don't know. And then the guys, same, they had weird intros, like they were kind of cringy. Yeah, the guys were kind of like all kind of different types of guys compared to the girls. Like the girls kind of all were kind of similar personalities from what I saw, except for the one with the big kind of hair. But with the guys, they all like were real different. Like one was like a cowboy kind of, one's like a model, one... Yeah, I think the guys kind of... I had a good first impression on the guys more than the girls for some reason. Obviously, they come and choose the first couple, so first impression, I think no one stood forward for like the guy called Casual, and then also the cowboy guy, which his name is Weston, I think. It was really hard to pick up on the names because I couldn't remember who was who from like first impression, so that was hard, but I'm pretty sure from memory those two were the only ones that weren't, like no one stepped forward for them. So the couples on the first episode, like at this time, was Alexa and Michael, Zach and Elizabeth, and then I think it was, oh gosh, who else was it? And there was Cashew and Carol, I can't say her name. And then it was Yaman and Alana. And then the last one was Mallory and Weston. So yeah, that was the first couples. And then of course they bring in the first bombshell, which is like an extra girl guy. And they saw a girl working up the beach. That was so weird, that the entrance is right by the beach. Still find that weird. And her name was like Kira. And she seemed real confident, and like she seemed like just like another girl next door. I don't know, I thought like first impression, like I don't know if they were looking for someone that was like real like attractive, I don't know, but she seemed like she still kind of gave off the vibe like I'm gonna see you guy kind of thing, which is what usually that person's supposed to be like in the Love Island UK ones, usually the person that comes last is always the one that everyone's like, I want to be with them. But for some reason this one, none of the guys kind of seemed that interested in the new bombshell, whereas like other seasons of like the other versions, everyone like is like, oh yeah, I want to be with that person because they're hot. I don't know, like I didn't really kind of get the same impression of that, if that makes sense. So yeah, so then she arrives, and of course this is when the rain, loud annoying sounds of the weather starts, and I'm just like, are they seriously gonna film this whole season for 5 weeks in the rain? And yeah, I found out there's only like going to be 22 episodes, and they're airing 5 times a week. This first week was obviously 4 episodes, but apparently it's going to be 22 episodes in total, I think, from my research, and only 5 weeks at the villa. So it's kind of shorter than the other ones. Maybe it's because it's the first season, I'm guessing. It was just weird. The weather was really strange for me because maybe it's because like the UK one's like in Spain, so it's not tropical island compared to like Fiji. I know, I thought maybe I was expecting it to be like in Spain, I don't know. I thought they would be in the same area. Anyways, and then that's pretty much the end of episode 1, and then she's about to choose, she gets like a text, and then she's like gonna choose the guy that she wants to be with, and that's like end of episode, and I'm like, okay. I wasn't expecting that to be the end of the episode, but it's like a cliffhanger thing. And then basically episode 2, she chooses Casual, which I guess was kind of predictable. I kind of knew that she was gonna pick him because in the first episode they just kind of talked a lot and they got along so well, and that Caro girl, whatever her name is, I can't say it, the one with the big hair, she gets really like irritated quite easily because they become close, even though she didn't even like him, and she kept stepping forward for other guys in the first episode, so that was weird. But yeah, and then yeah, they end up going straight away on a date, and they seem to be hitting off really well, and they like obviously have their like first kiss, well, makeup session, and that Caro chick back at the villa, she gets really jealous. She goes straight for the model Michael, and he's just like, oh, okay, like, yeah. And she obviously goes and asks like his partner that he's coupled up with, Alexandra. And then she's like, oh yeah, all good. And then they come back from their date, and obviously it's like the first night where everyone's just like, oh, going back to bed. And then you can hear like Kira and Cashel like making out in the bedroom. I'm like, oh wow, this is like really awkward. Not really. It was like kind of predictable, really. They have a challenge, their first challenge, and it's a suitcase challenge. And I think it was called something like two of the suitcases, I don't know, but it's when you have to open the suitcase and like you have to guess whose secret it is and then kiss them. It's basically one of the challenges that you see in the UK, and I think it's been the Australian version as well. So it wasn't really like a new challenge. So you kind of know like what the challenge is about, really, if you've seen the other versions. Some of the secrets were a bit weird. Like, it became of that Zach, he seemed like the typical nice guy. He had the worst secrets, and I was like, you can't really judge a book by its cover, pretty much. Like, he seemed like a player or like weird. Yeah. And then obviously that night, like, there's like first kisses, like Zach and Elizabeth, and then I think Yamin and Lana, they have their first kiss, I can't remember. And then obviously at the end of the episode, basically this is episode 2 end, and they get like it goes to the end where they're going to reveal that there's 2 new guys coming tomorrow, and you get to vote, the public gets to vote who should go on dates with them. And that's about it. I feel like that not much really happens when I'm predicting this and recapping at the same time. Like, you kind of know what's going to happen next. I think that's a problem. So yeah, and then episode 3, basically in the morning they're just like kissing and people kissing and all that, and they play this like really slow version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I'm like, this is weird. And then obviously the new guys arrive, and then they get to know the new guys, and then there's a guy called Dylan. He's like a fitness kind of guy, like he does fitness for a job or something. He's like blonde, kind of looks like apparently Liam Hemsworth, and I'm just like, okay, he doesn't, but sure, let's go along with that. And then the other guy is Cormac. He's like some Irish guy. First impressions, I think Cormac should have been on Love Island UK because he's Irish, and also he's not fitting along with the USA one. He should have went to the UK version. I mean, he's Irish. He just lives in New York though, so he should have like, I know, I think he's in the wrong show basically. And then yeah, so obviously the public had voted for who should go on the first dates. So they end up choosing Dylan first date with Alexa. Oh my god, sorry, her name is Alexandra, so I don't know why I kept saying that. And she gets really excited because she's like, oh yeah, I like him. And then the first date for Cormac is Cara, or Cara, whatever her name is, the girl with the big hair. I feel like I'm going to say her name wrong this whole time. And then they have a good date, both of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't really like going along with it. And then I don't like dragging it on about the dates and stuff. And then Dylan's second date is with Mallory. She's the one with Weston, the cowboy guy. And then she's like, all like, didn't really get picked because she's really close with Alexandra. So that was weird, apparently. And then Cormac chooses Elizabeth, and then Zach's just like really jealous, but he's like, oh, I can't mark any territory, whatever. And Elizabeth gets really shocked. And then, yeah, they get the tickets about that, and then they get ready for their dates. That's the end of episode 3, basically. And then episode 4 is the date, the girls that went on the first dates come back, and they just describe what happened on their dates, basically. And then Michael, the model, gets really sad that he's like, oh, like the guys are pretty much going for the girl he's coupled up with and the girl that he's trying to get along with. But then Cara, she gets really, she basically says that, oh no, she like really still likes Michael, and then he gets happy again, basically. So that was okay, like another predictable thing. And then Weston says like him and Mallory are just mates, and like they didn't really say that they were a proper couple, and they said if anything happens, they'll just deal with it. So like, he just basically said that they just be friends on each other, but they want to still like being a couple. So he was like, oh, whatever. Basically, that's all he said from that conversation. Yeah, and then when obviously the girls come back from the second date and they talk about their dates, and then Alexandra and Mallory are just talking about how like, oh, they don't want to step on each other's toes because they're friends, but they don't want to fight over some guy that's just come in. I'm just like, this is Love Island, not Friend Island. So it's like, you kind of can't say like, oh, you have him because you're my friend. Like, I feel like they're like too nice in this kind of like show. I don't know, compared to like UK and Australia. And then Zach and Elizabeth get really close when she gets back, and they end up like making out, I think. And then Kira and Cashel, the camera just shows how like they're really happy that no one's annoyed them the whole episode, basically. And then they do this like commando challenge where it's like really weird. Like they have to dress in like obviously like camo clothing, do like an obstacle, and then like kiss their partners or whoever they're with. And I just felt it so cringe. And they haven't done this challenge on other versions, I'm pretty sure. I don't think so. Well, if they have, they've probably done something different, like not camo, I think. I don't know, it just was weird. I've noticed that I got a text, you know, when they yell, is better than the UK one so far. Like at the moment, the UK season 5, when they say I got a text, they don't really, it doesn't sound the same as like it used to be, like with other seasons. So like this USA version, like they actually like, most of the time they do like say I got a text like really well. So that's quite impressive. And then the rain comes back again. I was like, oh great. It's weird because like that Caro chick, she tries to get with the Gaiman. She's like, oh, he's really hot after that challenge. So she tries to get to know him. And it's just weird because I'm like, she's just trying to get with everyone at this point. And then you see this clip where like there's multiple people in the shower. And I'm like, I have not seen multiple people, like it was like 4 or 5 people in the shower. It was hilarious. There's a recoupling, they get like the text where one boy is going home and then Michael and Weston get worried because they're the ones that are friend zone basically in the couple. And then that Caro chick doesn't know who to choose, so she like starts talking to every guy. And then she's just like, no one I really get along with that well. She's like, I don't want to choose the wrong guy because she's worried that if she chooses the wrong guy, she might miss out on her chance with the other guy that goes home. So she feels like the pressure's on her, which basically that predicts that she's going to be choosing last from that kind of conversation. The host comes for the recoupling, and she just came out of nowhere. It was really random. And then she like comes up and this is pretty much the order. So the new couples end up being Kira and Cashel, which was pretty obvious. Then it's Elizabeth and Zach, pretty obvious. Alana Yeaman, pretty obvious. And then Mallory chooses Weston as like friends. And then Alexandra, she chooses Dylan, the new guy. And then it comes to like Cara, where she has to choose between Michael and Cormac. And I just was looking at them both at this time, and they look so similar, like Michael and Cormac. It was like, they've just got both like tall, dark and handsome pretty much. So yeah, and then she ends up choosing, her speech was really short. She didn't really say like much about whoever she was choosing. It was really weird. But then yeah, she ends up choosing Cormac, which was like predictable because Michael was saying how he will just go with the flow, and if he finds someone else, she was worried that he'll end up choosing someone else if some new girl comes along. So that's probably why she chose Cormac, just for the safe bet, I'm guessing. And then so obviously Michael leaves, and then she's like crying because she's like, oh, it's her fault that he has to leave. And then yeah, it was just so predictable basically. And then it shows the next week's preview for week 2, and then it shows like a new Islanders coming. It's a girl. So yeah, I'm just like, for this to be 5, like there's like 4 more weeks of this, I'm like, it's quite predictable. I don't know. Whereas like, there's not much drama, obviously yet. The drama between Kira choosing Cashel, it wasn't that much. Like they didn't really fight that long or like argue that much, and there's no really like banter or slang or, like I said, like there's not much any big personalities yet. I don't know if there will be. At times I thought that it was getting quite boring or predictable to a point where I wasn't really looking at the screen. All in all, like it was probably not as good as the Australian UK versions, I gotta admit. Maybe it is the whole personality that does change. Like it felt like it was like The Bachelor. I don't know, like if you've ever watched The Bachelor, you know how they like go for that rose, and like just everything kind of just seemed like real predictable. And I don't know, like I think they need to bring up their personality more, or maybe we're not just seeing it yet, maybe they're just real shy. But yeah, that's something that I just picked up on and realised that yeah, that they definitely haven't really made a good impression. And I think maybe there's like too many high hopes about this show because the UK's one's so popular and the Australian one was so big as well. Maybe that's probably why that they're real struggling, I guess. And I think that I do have to pick up on, and I've noticed, is that when they try to make the USA version of Skins, which used to be one of my favourite shows, that only lasted 1 season to get picked up because they like, maybe it was also the same, like the banter and the sexual part of it wasn't there for the USA one. And I think this is probably going to be the same problem, is that they try to copy something from the UK which, you know, shows a lot of sexual things, has a lot of real crazy big personalities, you know, is quite like not really like TV friendly basically. And then the USA version, they have to make it really TV friendly. They have to censor out swear words. They wouldn't be able to show any like sexual things basically. And I've noticed that no one's really swore yet or kind of said anything really inappropriate yet, because obviously they're going to cut those out. So maybe that's why. And then yeah, I just think that's probably one thing that USA shows do have like a disadvantage, is the whole censoring thing. And yeah, like, also the Australian one has been picked up for season 2. I really love that one. And then New Zealand's we're getting our own version of Love Island finally. So yeah, I don't know if it'll be as cringe as well. Like the New Zealand one might be cringes to like compared to the UK and Australian one. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because I mean it is all down to personality really. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed my kind of video talking about USA, first impressions, my thoughts, the recap. If you guys, if I missed anything or if you guys have anything to talk about, please leave me a comment down below. And yes, I'm not sure if I'll watch the rest of it because I'm still trying to watch at the same time the UK version. So if I do, if you guys want me to do like a recap for the other 4 weeks, let me know. Also, because yeah, like if I do end up watching it, I will. It's gonna be hard because apparently it's gonna finish like just after the UK one, so it'll be like, and they both air like most days of the week, so it's like, which one do I like? Obviously, I'm gonna watch the UK one first. So yeah, so let me know, and I will see you guys next week in the next video. Bye.